The orcs seem to have gone, but there's no sign of Goodwind. The men found only a child in the cave, an elf, one said. They're holding her there until we can arrive and question her.
Sir, I've just received news.
You have rescued Elana, the elven child, from the orcs. Sadly, she knows little of the prophecy. Her master, Goodwind, has taken that secret to his grave. But she does know of Elfwine, a friend of her master, who lived to the east, beyond the Gap of Palmyra. Perhaps he would be of some help.
Tell me again, Elf. This friend of your master's. What is his name?
As I told you, his name is Elfwin. He lives to the east, beyond the Gap of Palmyra.
That gap is dangerous. I think she's trying to lead us into trouble.
Amongst my people, sir, it is said that the fair elves do not lie. Ever.
Keep the folklore to yourself, Scout. Just tell us what you saw in the gap.
We saw a band of minotaurs, sir. At least one group, maybe two.
Very well then. Forewarned is forearmed. It looks like we'll be fighting minotaurs tomorrow. At least they'll provide more of a challenge than this orcish rabble. More minotaurs. I smell a trap.
Up on the hill. That is Elfwine's cave. If we reach it, he may help us with the minotaurs.
More likely a dragon in that cave than a priest. This elf is leading us to our doom.
Sir, this girl would not lie. Perhaps we should send some men to the cave to gain this priest's aid.
That is Elfwine's cave. You have my word. If I lie, you may strike me down.
I suggest we deal with these minotaurs before we anger whatever creature lives in that cave. And if there is no priest elf, I'll take your head as a trophy.
Very well. The old priest is locked away in a room somewhere, studying his prophecy. Now we can get on with more important matters. You had some slight success fighting the last group of undead. I want you to explore the woods and find out where the damned creatures are coming from.
Ha! It will be a pleasure.
I said find where they're coming from, Minos, not mindlessly try to fight them all.
If we can get into the forest, I'm certain that my trackers will be able to find their camp. Ugh, that's if undead actually have a camp.
Then off you go. This is one mystery that we need warriors to solve. And take that elven brat with you. She may be some use in the forest.
I'd rather not, General. I don't exactly trust her.
I'm not asking you to trust her, Minos. I'm telling you to get that creature out of my sight. Now go!
Well, as I suspected, the orcs seem to be active up near the Orc Gate.
'Tis true, sir. The scouts report not only orcs up ahead, but undead as well. Could they be allies?
Ha! Not even orcs would sink so low.
They outnumber us 5 to 1. We cannot get past.
Cannot? My men don't know the meaning of the word. They're all seasoned warriors. It will be quality that sees us through, not quantity that holds us back.
Perhaps if the orcs and the undead are not allies, then we can provoke a fight between them. That would save the lives of many of your men.
My men don't require salvation, Elf. Especially not by you.
Well, sir, the good news is that we're past Orc Gate. The bad news is that we're surrounded on 3 sides by undead.
We'll need to fortify our position. Now this sounds like a legendary battle.
I would rather be alive than a legend.
Cowardly elf. I would have left you back at Asgard, but Peridian didn't want you either.
Sir, we don't have time to argue. The undead are mobilizing even as we speak. If we're going to fortify, we'll need to take control of the mines to the east and west.
Well then, we know what the 2 tiers are, and we know what they do. All that remains is to track them down.
Indeed, we cannot let them fall into the wrong hands. There's no telling what terrible purpose they may accomplish. The blue shard you brought back from the forest is a shard of Navarre, the Protector. See how even the tiniest piece brought the dead back to life.
I think it's too late to stop the enemy getting them, old man. The Dark Elves already have one of them, Navarre, the Protector, from your description. And if they knew where one was about to fall, there's a good chance they know about the other one too.
Then we must seek guidance, surely. Not even my prayers and divinations to Iris have helped me to track down the locations of these 2 tiers.
My late master Goodwind told me of an ancient library only 2 days from here.
Silence, elf! As I was about to say, There is an ancient library within 2 days' ride of Esgard Tower. Seek it out. Try to discover anything you can about the two tiers, who might possess them or who might be able to tell us more. My arrival was timely. Were it not for my intervention, Guardia would be in flames by now. Naturally, you all played your part as well.
I think we have seen the last of those creatures for a while. Sad, really. They were proving quite a challenge.
Do not despair, Minos. There's another column heading this way from the north. I've had a brilliant idea, though, and placed some bait in the valley just north of here. Once the undead have been lured in, we can fall upon them from both sides.
Sir, may I ask what sort of bait you've placed?
Indeed. I've sent that annoying elf out to get something from an old shrine in the center of the valley. Nothing lures undead like the promise of the young, tender flesh of an elven child.
Forward! To death and glory! Forward!
Alana must be here somewhere. Why can't I find her?
Move out! Forward!
And so I embarked upon the path of light. I would continue to follow Peridian's orders because therein lay the greatest chance for the salvation of the world. Yet deep in my heart I knew the General's actions to be wrong. Having seen what a shard of Navarre could do to raise the dead, I gathered up Alana's body and hid it in the wagons. Perhaps Navarre could bring the child back to life.
Sir, I can't believe that you would still follow the General after what he did to Alana.
Oh, be quiet, you sniveling little wretch. We are at war. If you can't make hard decisions, then get out, and leave them to the people who can.
I'll not follow such orders. You're no better than the evil that you claim to fight against. I am leaving.
Forget about him. I think he was smitten.
After a long journey and many battles, the Tower of Arcanon has finally fallen, and you hold Navarre, the first tier, in your hands. Recalling a fragment of an ancient myth, you take the body of Alana from one of the wagons where it had been hidden and place the tear upon her breast. There is a flash of light, and the elven child breathes again. You now have one tear, but the second tier is held in the dark elven king's citadel beyond the forest of Iom. Your troops are too few, and too tired to continue. With heavy heart, you turn the army around and begin the march back to Guardia.
What is that elf brat doing here? I saw her killed on the field of battle.
He used the tier Navarre to bring her back to life, General.
Idiot! We'd finally gotten rid of the little witch and you went and brought her back. How dare you! Consider your knighthood revoked. You're no longer a Guardian knight. You're not even fit to shine a soldier's boots. I want you out of Guardia by morning. Come, Minos. We will take the remaining men north to invade the citadel of Irm.
My pleasure, General.
They'll never make it, you know. The Dark Elves are too strong. They command magic that would slay these knights before they even reached the citadel walls. I have a plan. Steal the tier, then come away with me. We'll travel north to Palmyr. King Baragon will help us reach my homeland in Solhaven. There we can seek an alliance with my kinsfolk, the Wood Elves.
Underway.
Oh no. The bodies of Peridian, Minos, and the Guardian Knights. We warned them not to fight against Eldacar alone.
What?